Alright, let's head out. I'm driving up to the mountains today. I'm going to be hiking in and spending the next couple nights out in the wild. I'm going to do a little fishing, some squirrel hunting, maybe a little foraging. I'm not bringing any food or water with me, just some camping gear. So join me as I do some survival style camping. We have reached the dusty trail, and it is dusty. I haven't had much rain this year. Leaves are starting to fall. I love this time of year. Here's a good spot to park. Right here. Here's my food bag, beef stew. Normally on my camping trips, I would bring all kinds of food like this. But I'm going to leave this behind because I'm going to challenge myself a little and live off the land. And I'm not going to bring any water either. I'm not telling anybody not to bring water on their camping trips. That's just what I'm choosing to do. Just going to lighten up my pack a little bit. My empty water bottle, I might need that. One thing I'm not going to go without this time is seasoning and maple syrup. My camera bag and my boots. So I'm going to put these on. These give me a little more ankle support, although they are kind of falling apart. Me and these boots have been through a lot together. And instead of food, I'm going to be bringing some fishing rods and a shotgun because squirrel season is in. So I'm going to put this vest on. It's brand new. You got to stay visible to other hunters. Safety first. So I got to get some shells. All right. We're going to head down to the river. It's a good spot I want to go to. I'll do a little hunting on my way to the camping spot. I'm just looking up in the trees as I go, seeing if I can spot any squirrels up there. So I'm looking for oaks because where there are oak trees, there will be acorns. And where there are acorns, there's food for me and the animals, like squirrels. It also goes for deer in deer season, turkey. Everything loves acorns. If you can find white oaks, that's even better. Because white oak acorns are less bitter than red oaks. Animals prefer them for that reason, and so do I. It's a dried up creek bed. Usually it's flowing, but it's been so hot and dry this year, not much is. So I'm going to gather some acorns for a little while, so I have something to eat for sure tonight. There's the river down there. Or actually, it's a big creek. It's really steep right here, though, so I'm going to go this way. There's an easier way to get down. This is just a deer trail. Leads right down to the creek. This is the easiest way to get up and down this ridge, so you can see the deer use it too. Animals are just like us. They want to take the path of least resistance. These are the kind of places I hunt deer for that reason. The water's looking low, but very clear. Nice little stream here. There's probably some wild brook trout in here. Swallowed a fly. My first meal of the camping trip. Got hot today. This is a good deep spot here in the creek where I can fish tonight. Didn't see any squirrels on the way in here, so looks like I'll be fishing tonight and hunting in the morning. My polarized sunglasses on so I can see the fish. There is no shortage of fish in there. So I'll set up my tent right up there in the woods so I don't have to go too far from the creek. I actually camped out here a few years ago and I liked it so much I wanted to come back. No dead trees above me, so we're good. I got my wool blanket. I actually remembered tent stakes this time. So I gotta prop this tent up with sticks since I don't have trekking poles. So this is going to be home for the next 2 nights. Nice little tent. Very compact, lightweight. It's all I need. All right, I'm ready to do some fishing. I'm going to go see if I can catch some smallmouth. If that doesn't work, I should be able to catch some rock bass pretty easily. Or maybe a sucker. So I'm done hunting. I took my orange off so I don't scare the fish with those bright colors. For bait, I'm going to be using crayfish. Or crawfish. Crayfish, crawfish, crawdaddy. All I know is they're great bait for bass. Got him. He got me. Lots of minnows in here too, so I can catch those for bait if need be. Make a little minnow trap. So I'm just going to reel it in real slow, jig it every now and then along the bottom, hopefully not snag any rocks while I'm doing it. You know, my other rod, I might put a worm on it and throw it out and just let it sit while I'm doing this. There's some big ones in there. Oh, we got something. Oh yeah. Something big's on. I only got 4-pound test on here, so I can't really horse them in. Peel and drag. Alright, I'll tighten it up a little bit. Oh yeah. Nice smallmouth. Let's try to get them in. Things are strong. Woo. There we go. That thing was hardly even hooked. Wow. Now that's a smallmouth. Crayfish is still alive. Beautiful bass. I am going to be eating good tonight. I'm so excited right now. That is awesome. Just going to keep him in the water, attached to that rock till I'm ready to eat it. Keeps it fresh that way. See what else we can catch here. Smaller one this time. This one's too small to keep anyway, so we're going to throw it back. Alright, we got another one on. These bass are loving the crayfish today. It's so much fun fighting them on this ultralight rod. Beautiful. Not bad. This one looks like it's a little small to keep. Smallmouth are one of my favorite fish to catch just because of how hard they fight. That thing felt like it was a 5-pound fish. It's got another one. Another nice one. A little bigger than the last one. This is fun. Always want to wet your hands before handling them if you're catching and releasing. It protects the fish. Small one. Still got my crayfish too. Ah, I missed it. Nice patch of yarrow here. Bugs are starting to come out, so I gotta get me some of this. It's a great bug repellent. I just crush it up, rub it all over me. Keeps the mosquitoes off of me. Plus it smells really good, so makes you smell nice. Kind of a pine scent to it. I just rub it all over my clothes. See if we can catch any more bass. Not really sure why they stopped biting. They probably wised up and said, forget you. See if I can get any more bites. If not, I'm gonna go get a fire going and cook that fish. That was so much fun to catch. This is actually a really good time to catch bass. As the sun's going down, it's when they start feeding pretty heavily usually, which is why I'm kind of surprised that I'm not getting any more bites. I'm casting upstream, letting it drift down, and as it drifts downstream, I'm just giving a little jig every now and then stop, let it pause for a little while. And that's usually when they bite, is when you pause. The slower the better, usually. The only problem is sometimes you'll get a lot of snags in these rocky bottom creeks. Alright, so I've about given up on these fish. We had a good run. That was fun. So I'm going to gather some water. My life straw bag. I was too busy catching bass, I didn't realize how thirsty I was. That's good water. A lot of times I'll use my gravity fed bag. These work really good too though. I'm going to start taking the scales off. Scales are kind of tough to get off of bass, at least compared to other fish. These things are built like tanks. So I've got all the scales off, now I'm going to gut it. I'll grab the gills and I'll pull them out. Everything should just pull out all at once, kind of. I'll clean up whatever's left. And the kidney. Let's go cook it. Let's get a fire going. Get some of this birch bark. Just going to scrape some fine shavings. Making birch bark dust, pretty much. We'll light with a ferrocerium rod. We're going to skewer this fish. Something like that. I love this stuff. I do recommend it. Every now and then I'll just turn it. It's like a rotisserie chicken, but this is a rotisserie bass. So once the eyes turn white and the skin peels off real easy, that's when you know it's done. Ready to eat. Premium, fresh caught smallmouth bass. Oh, that's so good. The skin is the best part. Just got to pick out some bones here and there, but it's no big deal. That is some good fish. Well, I'm going to finish up this fish and then go to bed. It's getting late and I got to get up early in the morning, although I might sleep in. It's a long day today. Got my trusty wool blanket. It's not going to be cold enough tonight for a sleeping bag, so this will be perfect. This is my Thermarest sleeping pad. It's an ultralight pad made for extreme cold. It's not going to be cold tonight, but you can use it any time of year. Pretty comfortable. I like my sleep, and I like to be comfortable when I sleep. Now I got to inflate it. Tomorrow we're going to hunt some squirrels and maybe do a little more fishing because that was fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a little cloudy this morning. I think I heard some raindrops too. It might be a rainy day today. So it's starting to rain pretty good now. I'm going to set up my tarp over my fire. I'm going to use my quick deploy ridgeline here. So in the end of my line I just have a loop, bowline. Take my main line, put it through, making a marline spike hitch. Put a stick in there. Now I'll take the other end of the line to the other tree. Then on my main line I have these prusik loops, which slide up and down the line, but when you put tension on them, like this, they don't go anywhere. So I'm going to slide one all the way down here and use this for my trucker's hitch to tighten this line. So instead of tying a loop on the main line for my trucker's hitch, I'll use the prusik loop. That way all the wear and tear is on the prusik loop instead of the main line. And it's just more convenient this way. And lock it into place. There we go. I'm just breaking off small sticks for toggles. Just take the loop, put it through the grommet, take a toggle, put it in there like so. So there we go. Very quick and easy tarp setup if you need to set it up in a hurry or just for convenience. Me and my fire will be dry. And I'll stack all my firewood under here for when I'm ready to have a fire before it gets all soaked. So the rain is letting up, so I think I'll do some squirrel hunting. I'm not seeing any around here, so might have to go on a little hike. See if we can find some squirrels. So I hear a squirrel up there in those trees. Definitely sees me. He's not happy. See if I can spot him. Beautiful. Well, another day where I'm not going hungry. A lot of the acorns are still up in the trees. They haven't fallen yet. So the squirrels are up there knocking acorns down. Then they come to the ground and gather them up. And when the acorns fall, you can hear them thump when they hit the ground. And that's what I'm listening for. Unless it's a windy day, then you're going to hear acorns crashing all over the place. I'm also listening for rustling around up in the trees. You can also hear them barking at you sometimes. And I'm also looking up there for the branches moving around. Flies are out like crazy. I'm gonna just go back to camp and cook this now. I'm hearing some thunder. Home sweet home. Sky's getting dark over there. I'm hearing thunder. We might get a storm today. So right now, let's just get a fire going. Alright, so I've got my squirrel all cleaned up, roasted over the fire, and we're going to season it. My shot wasn't the best, so kind of tore the squirrel up a little bit. It's one bad thing about squirrel hunting, at least with a shotgun. We had a rotisserie bass, now we have a rotisserie squirrel. I also have my sack of acorns. So I just need to take the shells off, get the meat out, and then boil them. You can see these ones have been chewed up from acorn weevils, which makes great trout bait or protein if you want to eat them. Let's try another one. That's a good one. And that's what you want. Kind of a pain to get these out. Now if you eat the meat without boiling it, extremely bitter because of all the tannic acid. So that's why I have to boil them. So by boiling these in changes of water, that'll get rid of a lot of the tannins. Now if I had more time, a better way to do it is to leach them in cold water. I would take all the acorn meat, crush it up into a powder, put it into a cloth bag of some kind, and set it in the creek for about a week. You won't lose as many nutrients that way as you will boiling them. And you can also use them for flour if you cold leach them. So I'm going to go down and get some water from the creek into my pots. It's better to have 2 pots for this. It's 1, 2. So I'll bring these both to a boil. Time for some squirrel. It actually does kind of taste like chicken. It's a little chewier than chicken. Similar flavor though. Like chicken wing. It's good stuff. I'm going to crack them with a rock. Smash it. Oh, that's a bad one. Got a decent amount here. That water's just about boiling, so dump my acorns in there. We'll let that boil till the water turns brown. Then I'll dump it out and put them in the other pot. So this one we got to bring to a boil as well. Water's looking pretty brown. That's the first boil. Now we'll put them in the next pot. All right. While they're boiling in that pot, I gotta go get fresh water. This is a long process. What would we do without water? It's looking good. Get some more firewood on there. Found a piece of driftwood down there. Okay, we'll dump this water out. Water's not as brown as it usually is when I do this. Not sure why. So this is the third boil. I always lose track. Alright, so I've boiled these 4 times. That should be good. I'll try one, see how it tastes. Much better. Still a little bitter, but nothing near what they were. I've boiled them 10 times before and still couldn't get rid of all the bitterness. So, not sure if it's possible. I brought a little something for these. Not Cracker Barrels, which is half cane syrup. I refilled this with pure maple syrup. This will also take away some bitterness. I'm eating tree products today. Acorns, squirrels, and maple syrup. It's like candy. Very good. So I'm going to leave these here, and that'll be a good snack for me tonight. Because I want to do some fishing before it gets dark. I'm going to make a little minnow trap for fishing bait. All I have to do is cut the top off. And I'll just push this in. They'll go into the bottle, and they won't be able to figure out how to get back out. We'll use this to catch some bass bait. I just need something to bait this with. So I should catch either minnows or crayfish in there. I'll just let it sit for a while. We got some. Got 3. Got one. Smaller one. Look at that. Just a little one. This is a bigger one. Not bad. Every time I catch one of these things, I think it's a monster. They just fight so hard. Well, I've been fishing long enough. I'm going to call it a night. The only problem with cooking smallmouth is you can't keep the small ones legally. And it is a beautiful evening. I'm going to go back to the camp and eat my acorns. Put my maple syrup on them. I had to bring the maple syrup. Couldn't help myself. That's good. Maple and oak go really good together. Got some lightning and thunder going on over there. I'm just hanging out, munching on my acorns, watching the lightning show. tent. Yeah, buddy. Sounds like a serious storm coming. The storm earlier missed me, so this one might too. I'm not sure. It's starting to get some rain now. Getting windy. It's a good storm. When I checked the forecast before I came here, weather was supposed to be real nice the entire time. I guess that was wrong. So you never trust the forecast. Always come prepared for bad weather, because it is always changing. Well, I'm gonna go to bed, let the rain put me to sleep tonight. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's morning. Well, the rain stopped. Got a little chilly last night. Well, now the fun part. Packing everything up. I'm gonna miss the old homestead. I'm all packed up, ready to go. Let's get out of here. And maybe I'll see some squirrels on the way out. I'm seeing a lot of these honey mushrooms. Shot a squirrel. There it is. This one I'll take home with me. Make a nice squirrel stew or something. So I'll show you how to skin a squirrel. Pretty easy. Just make a cut at the base of the tail. So once I get through the tail, I'll cut down the sides a little bit on each side. I'm also going to cut the feet off. I'll step down on the tail and pull straight up on the legs. And then I'll just peel the rest off here. There you go. Now I'll take the guts out. Made it back to the truck. Got a little covered in leaves. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. It's been a lot of fun. So, join me next time.